Give me a quick video thought process on Cardano. This is on the 15-minute time frame. This right here, this is from a video that I made. This is the most recent video in reference to what would make this invalid. Now, of course, you know, the price, we're looking for a short on this. And I'll go through the whole thought process on that previous video. I just kind of sum up the video. What will make it invalid is if it were to come up here, which again, watch the video, it gives a lot of information. But once it starts breaking above its newly created high, if it comes up this high, we don't know. And then to enter a short, we could enter on the break of the low. So this again is a screenshot that I did from the previous video. Towards the very end, we go over this. Now coming over here, well, let me bring this just so we can compare them. So this was the area, this right here. And we're saying more than likely, you know, it might come down, come up, come down. If it does, we can enter the trade for a short. But if it does come up, which it did, it went up, down. And I mean, this stuff is just, to me, it's amazing. It really is. Thinking it's going to come up here, come down, come up, and then come down. Here, I'm showing up, down, up. So now let's get rid of this. Now, how can we trade this? Well, first thing we need to do is clear this up just a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and hold down Shift. So I select all of them. Going to hide this so it makes it a little bit cleaner. And then now we're just going to look at this, get rid of this. Let's just move this over. In order for us to go short, I'm also going to clean up this other part as well. So bear with me just a moment. So that's now hidden as well. In order to go short, we need to cross this level. So this is the level that we're looking at. Sure, magnet tool is on. This is our pivot. It's not a great pivot, but notice what's happening. It went up, very small retrace. It went up, very small retrace. We want to see at least 38 to possibly 50% of the pullback. It went up, it's crossing our 786, very little pullback. So eventually when this does roll over, and I believe it's at its point of rollover, this is the box that I'm looking at right here. Look at all this box. This is the box that I'm looking at. Let's go ahead and put a mid-level as well. So midline, and just beautiful. Look at that, just absolutely gorgeous. So for me personally, I think right now is a nice time to enter this short, and our stop loss would be about 2%. And we could potentially catch this. Now, granted, it is higher risk because we didn't break this yet. But let's say you want to go on the safe side. Well, then what we could do is we could wait for this, and the 15-minute candle has to close for it to do something like this. So for the entries, we would do a 15-minute candle close underneath here. And then with this drawdown about 50%, maybe around here, you know, depending on where it stops and retraces. And then once it breaks this level, now we could either add to our trade or enter the trade, just if you want it a little bit safer. But whenever we have movements that go literally almost straight up, when it does roll over, we're looking at a really nice rollover. So I'm trying to find one here. This wasn't what I'm looking. I mean, this one had a 38% retrace, which is good. This one 100% retrace. Then this one about 50% retrace. So this was looking good, but we didn't want it to cross this level. Once it crosses this level, you know, if you want, you can short. And I mean, this one did play out, but I don't want to show that. I want to show something else. If we this right here, this is what I'm talking about. We don't want to see something like this where it goes up, down, up, and then starts, you know, kind of maybe rolling over. But this is not sustainable. Could it continue going up? Sure, if we were in a bullish market. But right now, everybody's just trying to take what they can get. Once it breaks this level, we can enter a short, and then here you go. So I'm going to start looking at Cardano a little bit more. I don't really look at Cardano just because it takes forever for it to do anything. I mean, look at all this. What was the time on this? Let's just say we caught it here. From here to here, about 3 days before it did really anything. But I think we'll start looking at Cardano. I am liking its movements when it does move. So be on the lookout for more Cardano setups. And so right now, we are at this spot. And for me personally, I'm going to enter this trade now just because, you know, my stop loss will be a little bit less. If we entered it here, it's about 1% more. You know, depending on your leverage, depends on if that matters, or depending on your amount you're putting in, that also matters. Now, what I'm also going to do, not only do I enter now, but I'll have a higher entry as well. I'm never going in 100%. I'll enter a little bit now. I have a little bit. What's the percentage? So let's say I entered here, almost a whole percent. So that, you know, that's, I'm going to do one entry now after the video is uploaded, of course. I'll do one there and then one here. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. You know, I tried it. You know, this to me has a much higher probability of coming down. This is what I'm looking at, larger picture. This is a 15-minute time frame. Larger picture. Let's go to a 4-hour time frame. Let's kind of hide the drawings that we just did. Holding down Shift, going over here. And that didn't do much of anything. Where's all this stuff at? Let's slow down this too. Sorry about the longer video. Done that. I don't want all of that gone. Just this path tool, and then also my fib retracement. You can find the fib retracement, hover over it, it'll light up. You can find it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So the bigger picture, what am I looking at? I'm looking at, let's see here. Oh, we might get stopped out. The 50% of this entire leg would be about to here to come down. The bigger picture, I'm looking for it to come down. So even if we do get stopped out, we'll try it again. Let me, this is real time thinking here. So let me go ahead and put another level. So this level actually stops a whole bunch of price. So candle wicks, candle bodies, candle wicks, candle bodies. This went through it a little bit. Candle wicks, candle bodies. So now what I want to do is I want to get the measurement from here to here. So go from the top to the very bottom, just here. Yeah, I mean, we're literally right on this. So, I mean, for me, it's not too bad of a risk, you know, 1, maybe 2% from our entry. But the overall price, if it doesn't roll over where I think it's going to roll over, which is now, I mean, we're right at 382, which is good. If we were at the 23%, I wouldn't take the trade because we have a higher chance of it coming up even more. But let's just say it does come up here, and then we've already gotten stopped out, and then we start seeing it do this. This is the perfect entry. Right now, we're kind of trying to front run it, but this right here would be the perfect entry. So more than likely, I'd say 12 to maybe 18 hours, we might see something like this if it goes up. I mean, if it rolls over here, for me personally, I'm gonna be in the trade already. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame, just so we can see more ups and downs. And to me, I mean, this looks like a nice area for it to retrace. And then if not, here's a level on the 1 hour that's pretty strong resistance. And this one, I'm going to change the color to this, and we'll put it a little bit thicker too, just so it stands out a little bit more. So I would think that hopefully if it does come up here, we get stopped out. My other entry would be somewhere around here. I would do an entry now, another entry here. Hopefully we get rejected here and it does roll over. If so, I'm in the short, perfect. If it continues coming up and I get stopped out, oh well, stop outs happen. This right here is this one, I think this is a really great entry. If we do see it come over here to around this level, which is our golden pocket, then we could potentially see a rollover. If that's the case, then we can enter the trade. But once again, I will be looking at this one just a little bit closer and seeing if potentially we can start trading ADA just as a scalp trade that may lead into a longer term trade, like we had a bunch of our other ones. A bunch of our other ones, they started as scalps, with the anticipation that there'll be swing trades, 3 to 5 day holds. But if we can get just a little bit of anything, it's better than nothing. So that is my thought process on this. Could you long this until that, the rollover? It, to me, it's too risky. If we went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then down, taking all this out, then start coming up, then short. But because it's gone up, barely down, up, barely down, up, barely down, looks like it's kind of getting rejected right in this area. To me, it's a much higher likelihood that we might start rolling over. But once again, you know, once we cross this level, then that's when the safer entry would go. Because now you're showing that it is definitely, well, you have a higher chance of it continuing the rollover to take all of this. All right, that's all I got. I do thank you guys very much. Hopefully it doesn't cross this level. If it does, I will get stopped out, and, you know, stop loss, you know, very manageable stop loss. You know, let's say I entered here. I'm looking at around 1.5%. If I do 2x leverage, that's 15% plus fees. If I wait for down here, then it'll be about almost a 3%. So now from a 10x leverage, I'm having to reduce it to possibly a 7 to maybe 9x leverage, possible, depending on how much I want to lose. You know, and I always think of it like that. How much can I lose? If I lose that much money, am I okay with it? If not, I reduce my margin, or I reduce my money that I'm putting into the trade, or I will reduce my leverage. Let's say I only want a 2x on this. That's fine too. A 1x, even better. You know, you're managing your risk, and you're only putting in a little bit of money to see if your trades play out. Now, what I would strongly recommend, if you're newer to trading leverage, I would strongly recommend using 1x leverage, 2x max. Don't get crazy. And just see if the thing is not how much money you're making. You know, oh, on this trade, I made $30 versus, oh, on this trade, I made $30,000, or I made $3. Like, the amount of money does not matter. What matters is your percentage. Man, I made 4% on this trade and I'm happy with it. Or I made 14%. I'm happy with it. You know, as long as we're consistently doing our gains, that's good. What we don't want to do is, you know, get stopped out at a 40x leverage and lose more than 1% of our investment, of our initial portfolio. So if you have $100 for your portfolio, you could use any leverage you want. If that sounds confusing, just listen to this a few times. I'll go over it a bunch in the VIP. But if you have $100 and you're going to risk 1%, that means you can only lose $1 for that trade. Let's say now you've lost several trades and now you only have $90. So the amount you can risk is only 90 cents. So that means, let's say we entered here, right here, and for my stop loss, I'm risking 40 cents. And let's say I'm going to add down here. That means I can only risk 50 cents to total 90 cents, since I only have $90 in my account. Now, I may be only trading with $2, $4, $10, whatever it is, but I'm only risking the 1% of the total portfolio. That's extremely important. That's going to preserve the longevity of you trading this leverage. Now, if you're losing $2 on every trade, or $5 or $10, well, now your 100 turn into 80, turn into 50, turn into 30. And it's much harder making money. It's much harder making $1 when you're trading with $10. It's much easier to make $1 when you're trading with $80. That's all I got. I do thank you guys very much. As always, if you have any questions, please post it in the VIP chat. If you have any coins you want me to do, let me know as well, and we'll get it squared away for you. I do thank you guys very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are the reason why, you know, I get happy with questions, because I love these questions. If you have any questions, please post them. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. Until then, as always, let's make this money. All right, guys, take care.